Welcome to my kitchen. Hi, I'm Tresa. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian health and fitness coach, and I love sharing healthy recipes. Healthy eating can be simple. I'm going to jump right in today so I can get this started. I'm going to make some cranberry sauce. It's one of my favorite recipes for Thanksgiving. I've got some frozen cranberries. And you can do them for even fresh or frozen for this recipe. So I've got 2 cups of frozen cranberries. You just throw them right in. I've got a little less than half a cup of sugar. The original recipe that I had called for a full cup, and I'll explain that in a minute. A cup of water, and all you need to do is turn it on. I'm going to turn it on to about medium-high and let it get started. And so I used to do the full recipe, but when I realized about sugar and how we really don't need a lot of sugar. And once you get used to the taste of things less sweet, then you definitely want to go with less sweet. So I've cut it back to under half a cup. Sometimes I'll do honey or maple syrup. You don't really need a lot of sugar. Sometimes people think that you need the sugar to help it thicken, but you really don't, because cranberries, like most fruit, have pectin in them, and it's the pectin, when the cranberries start to burst and start to come out, that actually helps to thicken it. So what you want to do is you want to put it on the stove. Some people will use orange juice in this recipe, which you could do as well. If you use orange juice, you don't need as much sugar. I didn't have any orange juice on hand, and I honestly looked at oranges at the store the other day, but they didn't look great. I tried to find some organic oranges, and they just didn't look great. So I do have a trick, because that orange flavor with the cranberries is awesome, and I do have a trick that I'll show you at the end. But the biggest thing really is to just get this boiling, and it's pretty quick and easy to make this recipe. I'll show you what it looks like in the pot. Right now, it's just some cranberries and water, and then I'll show you what happens in a few minutes. So I've got it up to high so that it will just get started, because we want those frozen cranberries to start to defrost and the water to start to boil. So they're already getting soft, so that's awesome. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do this. Not everybody loves whole cranberry sauce. I happen to love the whole fruit. I think it's really good for you, and I think it's delicious. I love it for Thanksgiving with my turkey and the vegetables. I will also use it leftover. I love it on a tuna sandwich. I think it's absolutely delicious on a tuna sandwich or a leftover turkey sandwich. Sometimes I'll put it with oatmeal or yogurt and walnuts for breakfast or a snack. I love it that way as well. And I just love the taste of cranberries, so any old way. I happen to get these cranberries in a big 5-pound box from one of my Azure Standard orders recently. So I have this nice big bag of frozen cranberries. So I will use those to make cranberry sauce. Maybe I'll make a cranberry bread. I love cranberries at the holidays. So not just for Thanksgiving, but through the Christmas season as well. I like to make maybe some cranberry cookies, or a cranberry walnut bread is really delicious. So I just keep these in my freezer and pump them out when I need them. You can always take them out ahead of time and defrost them if you want to do that as well. You can get fresh cranberries this time of year usually too, but this was just a really affordable way to get 5 pounds of cranberries and keep them in the freezer, so I can just pull them out whenever I need them. So the water is starting to steam, and it's starting to get hot. Let me pull this over so that you can see. And now that's going to start to boil, which is exactly what we want it to do. And once it starts to boil, what's going to happen is the cranberries are going to start to pop and break open. And that's when you know you're getting really close. And once that starts to happen, you will start to see it getting a little bit thicker. And as it cools, it's going to thicken even more. So this is one of my favorite sides for Thanksgiving. I love lots of vegetables on Thanksgiving. Brussels sprouts, roasted Brussels sprouts is one of my favorite things. As a kid, I didn't really love them much, but now that I'm an adult, I absolutely love Brussels sprouts. All right, I'm gonna pull this back over here again because now I really want you to see what's going on. Of course, it's steaming up, so you can't really see it. But the cranberries are starting to break open, and it is boiling like crazy, which is exactly what we want it to do. And pretty soon, you'll start to hear the pop. And literally, this takes about 10 minutes to make. So easy. You can make it ahead of time. Today's Monday of Thanksgiving week. I'll put this in the fridge. Take some with me to Thanksgiving dinner at my daughter and son-in-law's house. And I'll have leftovers to last me. But I have my 5-pound bag, so I can always make some more. Super easy. Simple ingredients, delicious whole food, and not that complicated. If you start reading the ingredients on canned cranberry sauce, you'd be like, oh man. Now the other thing that you can do is you can actually make a jellied cranberry sauce with the same exact ingredients. Pretty much same ratio as well, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook it a little bit longer, and then once the cranberries get really soft, you're gonna put it through a mesh strainer and press it through so that you get just the jelly and the juice and all that, and not the whole berries. And you're gonna press it through, and it's gonna thicken up, and you're gonna have a jellied cranberry sauce instead of a, now you could put it in some sort of a mold if you want to be able to slice it up, or you could just put it into like a container and spoon it out. Obviously it's gonna be a little thicker than this is gonna be. So we're getting there. They're not quite popping, but they're getting close. The way you can tell is once they start to really pop and it starts to thicken a little bit, it's gonna coat the back of the spoon, and that's when we're gonna know. So the other thing that you can add to this, if you want to get some of that orange flavor, is some grated orange zest from a fresh orange. Like I said, I didn't find oranges that were in very great shape at the store the other day. I live in a rural part of New Hampshire, and I had just gone to a store that was maybe 20 minutes away. If I want to get to a store like a Whole Foods or something that has better variety, then it's going to take me 45 minutes to an hour, which is fine. I just didn't have the time this past weekend with all the home renovations and other things that we have going on. So I didn't quite do that. But, and I have a trick that I'm going to show you for the end. Because you can get the same flavor from an orange that you can from a bottle of orange essential oil. This is my favorite brand, and I love this. You can actually cook with these. I'm thinking I'm going to do a whole video and share with you all about cooking with essential oils. Citrus oils you don't want to add to the food until it's off the heat. You're just going to get more flavor that way. They're starting to really pop now, so we're good. And it's getting close. I'm just going to give it another minute or so, and then I'll take it off the heat, and I'll add a bunch of drops of this wild orange essential oil, and there's something about the orange that really brings out the flavor of the cranberry and really enhances it and makes it extra delicious. So, yep, it is getting there. You see that? It's starting to get nice and syrupy, and the cranberries are starting to break up. And if you can see, it's starting to coat the spoon and stick to the spoon. So I'm going to turn the heat off, move it off the heat, and as it, so can you see that? It is quite delicious looking. And I'm going to add a bunch of drops. It's up to you how many you want to add. I probably put like 10 drops in there because I like it to have some really nice orange flavor. And there you have it. Can you see that? Delicious. It smells so good. It smells so good. And that is my super easy whole cranberry sauce recipe. I hope you all have a really happy Thanksgiving. If you want to try, check out my recipes, you can subscribe to my newsletter, and then you can get copies of all my recipes that I share here on my YouTube channel. God bless and have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving.